Station gang, and welcome back to Surrounded by Short Boxes with your boy Stu from Dr. Doom's Fan Club. This show is a spotlight on some of my favorite back issues from the personal collection and what I love about them so much. And since we've already covered the 70s with episode 1 and the 80s with episode 2, I thought I'd bring us into the 90s here with episode 3, one of my favorite books from childhood, Wolverine, number 90. From February 95. This is written by Larry Hama with art by Andy Kubert. We also have the brothers Hildebrandt on the cover. Man, my personal all-time favorite when it comes to a Wolverine versus Sabretooth fight. This book has lost none of its healing factor over time. Let's talk about why I love it so much, starting with this epic cover. This awesome and unique wraparound cover establishes the issue's ambitious artistic approach right out of the gate, giving this seminal Wolverine versus Sabretooth showdown the epic flair it so rightly deserves. We've got both Andy Kubert on pencils, drawing Creed and Logan fighting across the right side of the page, and that's on top of an epic face-to-face backdrop featuring the gorgeous painted stylings of the Hildebrandt brothers, who are legends of the industry and gave us so much iconic Marvel art during the 90s, particularly with that 1994 Marvel Masterpieces trading card set. Man, the Hildebrandts were profoundly influential on me as a kid, and I still adore seeing their stuff reprinted on covers today. And you know, when it comes to all-timers for Wolverine covers, I'd put this one up against anything, without a doubt. A quick bit of backstory before we get into it. We are in the Bone Claw era of Wolverine here. So 15 issues prior, in the unforgettable Fatal Attraction storyline, he had the adamantium peeled from his skeleton by Magneto. And it was only his incredible healing factor, barely holding on, that allowed him to recover. So since then, Wolverine's been on a tour of self-exile as he grapples with his own mortality. And this lead up to the feral scrap we get in issue 90, Larry Hama put the old knucklehead through a gauntlet of foes, featuring the greatest hits from Logan's Rogue Gallery, including confrontations with Lady Deathstrike, Bloodscream, and Cyber. A brawl with Creed, with just two of them alone in the X-Mansion, no less, is a fitting conclusion to Logan's walkabout of violent genuflection. So Creed himself arrived at the X-Mansion, trying to tamp down his own homicidal urges after the loss of his only system of checks and balances, with the death of Birdie and the Sabretooth solo series, which was also written by Larry Hama and had art by the great Mark Teixeira, another one of my favorites from the 90s. All right, enough backstory. Let's get to Snikting, bub. Our issue opens with an amazing, kinetic, 4-page gatefold spread from Kubert as Sabretooth attempts to attack Logan and break through the force field, keeping him captive. But instead, he gets deep fried. He continues to goad him, begging him to let him loose, saying, "You know you can't kill me unless you let me out." And Logan does his best to try to take his mind off this dangerous house guest. He works out, he spends some time in the tub, he's eating, he's watching TV, which happens to be broadcasting a report on the serial killer Linus Dorfman, who Wolvie battled back in issue 43. And reporters and the pundits are discussing his crimes and his takedown by the police and how rough it was. So this running television commentary in the background will ultimately prove vital, though, in helping Wolverine realize what Sabretooth is attempting to do downstairs. He's trying to build up his pain tolerance. And when a doctor on the TV and the report mentions Dorfman practicing self-flagellation to condition himself to pain, it kind of clicks in Wolverine's mind that this is how Sabretooth's trying to escape. He's trying to test the force field, figure out his own pain tolerance, and force his way through that way. So he's kind of calculating. He's not. There aren't wild attacks on the force field, unhinged. He's actually calculating, what he needs to do to get out. So Logan, figuring this out in the middle of the night, rushes downstairs to Sabretooth's cell and arrives just in time as Creed's forcing himself through. And man, from here we get a vicious brawl between these two longtime foes. Wolverine's getting raked across the face again and again, but he eventually goes berserk on Sabretooth, man, because Sabretooth threatens the lives of those closest to him, particularly the women. Storm, Jean Grey, Kitty Pryde, Jubilee. And then finally, Logan's able to get the upper hand. And in a killer final page from Kubert here, Wolverine pins Sabretooth's head between his two outside claws. He's got the middle claw retracted directly under his chin, and he's holding back. But he admits to Sabretooth that he's tired of holding back. He's tired of holding the wildness back. You know, and Sabretooth just won't stop. He's going full Draymond Green here, repeating the threats, right? To hunt down and kill, quote, every living thing you ever cared about, and, quote, make them suffer a good long time before he did. So, you know, after threatening Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Storm, Logan's had enough. He's not willing to hold back any longer. And we get one of the best Snikts of all time, guys. As Wolverine pops this third claw, it goes into Sabretooth's head with a legendary schlicht across his eyeball going wide and painful surprise. It's so great. But in this moment, man, the crystallization effect triggered by Legion in X-Men 41 occurs. Our panel goes blue, it shatters, and we are uncertain as to the fate of Sabretooth. I mean, what in the Weapon X just happened here? Unfortunately, it won't be till after Age of Apocalypse that we'll learn that Wolverine did intend to kill Sabretooth right here. But ultimately, he just gives him a lobotomy. And he creates a seemingly innocent and childlike Sabretooth. Eventually, he'll return to normal, but this loss of control by Wolverine, an attempt to kill him, causes another self-imposed exile by Logan as he attempts to grapple with his bestial side. And he devolves into the infamous near-feral, noseless Wolverine that we get issue 100 and beyond. But that's all for another day. For me, this issue continues to regenerate simply because it understood the assignment. It's Sabretooth versus Wolverine facing off alone at the X-Mansion. So let's take a freaking swing for the fences. And that's exactly what this creative team did. They took risks that I think continue to pay off today. These 4-page gatefold spreads from Kubert are something I would kill to see today. Executed today in modern comics. I mean, can you imagine unfolding a 4-page Daniel Warren Johnson gatefold splash? Get out of here. Anyway, guys, that's a wrap for me. I hope you enjoyed this 90 classic. It's short, it's sweet, but it's everything you could want from a Wolverine vs. Sabretooth issue. As always, you can catch me every Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, co-hosting Ink and Insights with my homie Eric from 9 Panel Grid, and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern with the boys Verno and Link over at Blood Splatter Chatter talking horror movies. And please don't forget, January 31st, 9 p.m. over on the One Collection Down channel, we are doing our Comics Curing Cancer Blame Fable show. Nick from At Comic Culture has put together some amazing bundles. You can hop on the wheel with a $25 donation to the American Cancer Society if you head over to At Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram and follow their link on the bio. Make sure you screenshot your donation, send it to Nick or Fable, and we'll get you on the wheel for some amazing prizes. But we would love to have the support of the community, and we are honored to be asked to join the help and the battle against cancer by Rob's Fat Stacks, Mark from Legion of Comics, DJ Lynx, everybody else who's involved in this incredible movement. So make sure you catch us out on the 31st, 9 p.m. Eastern over on One Collection Down's channel for the Blame Fable Comics Curing Cancer special. We will see you there. And just remember, guys, if all else fails with Wolverine and you're one-on-one with Weapon X, just pick up a snowball.
Give it up, Sabretooth! Never! Ah! My eyes!